Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Kwan Walla coming at you with another lesson. Before I get into this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rahaha, Wadash. Also, I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Also, my elder teachers are who teach us truth and who rule well. Kazak Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, and right here, because I did a lesson not too long ago about how BlackRock has purchased, the Panama Canal, which separates two large bodies of oceans, to be able to bring a closer deliverance of imports and exports, from the United States into other countries, which a lot of countries own rights to the Panama Canal, which China has put a halt to BlackRock buying it because they have rights to each individual ends of the Panama Canal. All right. So meaning, they're not going to, the U.S. Trump ain't going to be able to complete the tariffs he has sanctioned to do. All right. Unless, they gain the rights that these other countries have, which China has subdued to sell, which makes sense. Because other countries that don't have rights to be able to sell through these ports, if China has these rights, they can sell their portion, to each individual country that they're allies with, to be able to, for them other countries to bring access to their goods so their countries keep going through China, which China think they're going to be recognized as a superpower, which, you got Russia and every other country, but, our sovereignty is about to come soon. Our rulership, But to get straight into it, this is from the New York Post. It says China delays 23B, which the B stands for billion. It says sell because the sell came from BlackRock. But it says came to a halt. But it says sale of Panama Canal ports to the U.S. backing consortium led by BlackRock. Jumping down, it says China has held up the $23 billion sale of dozens of ports worldwide. And like I was saying, this is going to end up coming to these other countries that China is allied with, like Iran, Russia, It says including two key ports in the Panama Canal to group led by U.S. investigating giant BlackRock. This is after President Trump expressed concern about Beijing's sway over strategic shipping lanes. Because within was the up and coming, we coming into World War III. All these countries know it, so they being more strategic on how they're gonna be able to deliver their goods, so they can gain their riches, man. So they can keep continuing on, through the wealth of Babylon the Great, man. But it says on March 4th, C.K. Hutchins, a Hong Kong-based conglomerate controlled by 96-year-old billionaire Lee Consling, announced plans to sell 43 ports facilities globally, meaning it's around the earth. It says including critical ports at both ends of Panama Canal and near the Suez Canal. Meaning other countries might have to even go through this country. Well, meaning China's ports just to, to get through. So that's just how close other countries might be. Because at the end of the day, which I'm going to get to that scripture where it's in Jeremiah, how everybody is going to turn against America, man. Which America is already talking about separating themselves from the EU because how they're declaring how weak they're monitoring their military. So they want to separate themselves because they're not putting as much in. But at the end of the day, all nations are going to turn against America, which is that hammer of the whole earth, is not going to be able to do nothing. But be destroyed. Within this article, it's a pretty good read, man. You should, check it out. It's a lot. It says, I'm gonna read a little more. It says, including critical ports both end of the Panama Canal and near the Suez Canal for approximately 22.8 billion. But China's state of administration of market regulations unexpectedly retaliated an investigation on Friday into potential violations of Chinese anti-monopoly laws, effectively stalling the deal. All right, so whatever they got going on, things is about to soon, unravel to especially going into the price of inflations of our goods, man. All right, because these other countries, all right, control the influx of, what's being brought into our country. All right, because they are able to process and produce, our goods. All right, going to really, these elite rulers who took their all the jobs and shipped them overseas, all right, just so they can make some more money. All right, and that's what really, fucked up the economy. All right, and these are the people y'all vote for. But I'm gonna go to Amos chapter 5 and verse 19. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. All right, and I believe that's Revelations 13, where it speaks about how the bear should be the feet, roughly paraphrasing, which is the inner thing, which is going to be Russia, which is America, is going to be able to try, these elites is going to try to flee from that iron weapon, which I believe is in Job, where it speaks about the iron bow shall strike him through, roughly paraphrasing. All right. But it says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, and he went to a house and he leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Or in that serpent, all right, which you can ally with the bear, which is Russia. All right, them being as China. All right, because America's gonna be trying to flee from all these situations, but they're not going to be able. All right, they're going to be subdued. All right, and ultimately by these missiles, man. All right, because that's the end. That's judgment. I'm gonna go to Revelations chapter 17 and verse 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall take the horn." 10 horns is likened to the EU. All right. It says, and it shall hate the whore, and the whore which riders upon the beast is America. All right, they're gonna hate. All right, this goes into the Brexit, man. All right, that's why Britain had left. All right, but it says, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked. All right, going to being made bare, man. Everybody gonna see America for what they is, man. All right. It says, and shall eat her flesh. How they gonna eat her flesh is with their missiles, man. That the Lord had sanctioned, like it speaks in Joel. It says, and burn her with fire. All right, which is leading to the missiles. This is what it's coming down to. This is what's boiling down to. That's why, like I say, Russia should be into a guard, but even these other countries leading down with them being allies. All right, they're going to supply each country with missiles to be able to guard themselves, but the whole guard is going to be within what Russia's leading control, which is to what? Destroy America, which I already spoke about how the EU is going to turn on America. Matter of fact, go to Jeremiah chapter was 50. Hold on. That's like it. I'm walking. Jeremiah 50 and 11. It says, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, ye destroyers of mine heritage. All right, which ultimately is all you nations, man. Like you speak about Psalms 83, how y'all compiled against us. All right, but what about the other ones? So, like the scripture say, you forward the affliction, which is still you same nations who came to be partakers. Like say was that second Ezra, was that 15 to 45, I believe. Y'all became partakers. All right, to which to help. All right, to keep Israel down. All right, that's what the UN is all about. All right, it says, because you are grown fat and as the heifer at grass, meaning y'all have been filled yourselves office and became rich. All right, got fat. All right, which are riches, all the way until the time of slavery until now. It says, as the bellows of bulls, it says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bear you, shall be ashamed. All right, talking about Britain. All right, that's another reason why they departed. Britain departed from. That's what Brexit was about. All right, but it says, the hindermost of the nations shall be as a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. All right, from the destruction, it says, because the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, because when they see, the destruction of Babylon, all right, it's going to be a monument. All right, like it's saying, what is that? Wisdom of Solomon. All right, how Sodom and Gomorrah was left a monument of unbelieving souls. This is what America gonna be, man. This is the land where the fear of the Lord is not where it's not here, man. All right, but within the faith of His saints, all right, that's where it's at. All right. Verse 13, it says, because the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and pressed by her plagues. All the things that the Lord is going to do to America, everybody about to be astonished, especially these countries that stand afar off, all right, that made themselves rich by the way of Babylon, all right. And even these upper elites that live for that extra couple of seconds before they go into bondage, man, they're going to be astonished of what happens, man. All right, the Lord is about to mark his name back on earth to where He's about to be known fully, and not just by us, all right, but by among all the heathens, man. All right, they're going to know the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. All right, and if not, they're going to be subjected due to judgment, all right, for whatever they transgress, all right. But Salakia, I'm gonna jump to 14. It says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon around about, all ye that bend the bow." And them bows, them missiles, man. All right, all the ones that have them ICBM missiles are going to set themselves at array against Babylon to destroy it, man. All right, Babylon is about to be destroyed off the face of the earth. It says, "This is all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows," meaning don't waste one. All the ones that the Lord had put in the minds of these Temanites, these Ishmaelites, these Russians to create or to produce in all these other countries, man, because they all gonna decide to blow America away, man. But it says, "Spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. All right, like the scripture says, her sins have reached into the heavens, man. There's no turning back, man. Her wounds are not going to be healed, man. You know? What is that? What else did? Matter of fact, let me go back to Jeremiah. I'm gonna read verse 15. This is Jeremiah 50 and 15. It says, "Shout against her round about." All right, and that made me think about what is that? Zechariah or Zephaniah? Let me see if I can find it. It talk about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna hold on. Let me read this. It say Jeremiah 50 and 15. It says, "Shout against her round about." All right, and who is the her? All right, this whore Babylon the Great. All right, you have the prophets prophesying round about this whole country, man, through the whole 10 parts. All right, shouting about round against her. It remind me of Jericho, how the Lord had them chanting down the walls. All right, and soon, all right, through the chanting, through the shouting, all right, is the Lord gonna bring down this place, you know? But it says, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she have done unto her. All right, the Lord is about to soon give us the charge to be able to take this place, man. All right, and set everything in order and put everybody in subjection, all right, under our rulership, man. You know. But I think it's I'm gonna see is I think it's Zechariah going into the shouting. I think it's 4. Yeah, Zechariah 4 and 7. It says, "Who art thou, O great mountain?" All right, and that great mountain, our mountain going to government, all right, and also rulership, all right, is Esau Edom. All right, he's that great mountain. All right, America's that great mountain. All right, it says before Zerubbabel, and who was in time past Zerubbabel. All right, King David. This is the house of David that's being risen up. All right, that's speaking against. All right, this great kingdom. All right, it says thou shalt become a plain. All right, which is a mountain, is a high set place. All right, above hills. All right, but a plain is a level field. All right, which this great mountain is, that's what it's about to become, because when the Lord come back, all right, he's going to level this place. All right, he's going to put all these nations all right into subjection, like the scriptures say that on his head he wore many crowns. All right, what is that? Psalms 110 and 5. You know, the Lord is about to make his he's about to set up his government. All right, his rulership. All right, it says, Who art thou, O great mountain? Before Zerubbabel, thou shalt become a plain, and he shall bring forth the headstone. The headstone is Yahweh. All right, thereof with shoutings. All right, that's what I was talking about with the previous precept. All right, how the Lord is about to usher in Yahweh through our preachings. We chatting down the kingdom. All right, we like I said, chatting down these walls, man. All right, which this whole land is the land of all villages, man. That's why we chatting this place down even quicker, man. You know. It says, "And thou shalt know that I am the Lord of hosts, Lord of armies, have sent me unto you." All started giving these great visions to prophesy the downfall of the end, man. You know, but with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edified to the Lord's elect. The next time, Shalom.